This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(8:45 p.m.) This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Ramesh Piris and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The President instructs either to withdraw the Provincial Council Amendment Bill or address anomalies to hold elections soon. The Prime Minister among world leaders to attend Bangladesh independence celebrations. Schools in the Western Province to commence tomorrow for grades 5, 11 and 13. The Defence Secretary says that the law will be enforced against anyone who acts contrary to the law of the land. The Public Security Minister signs order banning burqa in Sri Lanka. 209 police inspectors will be promoted to higher ranks. COVID-19 caseload on the increase. News overseas: the European Union sees freedom in Hong Kong severely eroded. In sports cricket, Sri Lanka make 3 changes in hope of putting in more complete performance. And those are the headlines. The President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed the relevant parties to take steps to expedite the Provincial Council elections by either withdrawing the Provincial Council Amendment Bill or rectifying its anomalies. The President's media division says the bill moved by the previous government proposed a mixed system of the representation by the constituency and proportional representation based on 50-50 ratio. Increasing women's representation was defeated by they themselves. Currently, the provincial councils function without representatives elected by the people. The President has emphasized the need to make people aware of this situation and pave the way for holding the elections immediately. Several world leaders, including Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa and heads of state and the government from India, Nepal, Bhutan and the Maldives, are set to visit Bangladesh later this month to participate in the grand celebrations to mark the Golden Jubilee of the country's independence from Pakistan. The Golden Jubilee celebrations to be held from March 17 to 27 to mark the country's independence from Pakistan after the 1971 Liberation War also coincides with the birth centenary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The Defence Secretary, retired General Kamal Gunaratne, says the laws of the country cannot be changed according to the wishes of the individuals. During an event held at the Megaharamaya temple at Maharagama, he said if there is any requirement to amend the laws which would make an impact on the national security, such laws should be amended after a careful study made by the field experts. The Defence Secretary added, as the authorized body of the country to protect the national security, the authority will not hesitate to arrest and implement the law against anyone who attempts to break the law of the country by sowing seeds of hate politics and provoking the public peace. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan.
Minister of Public Security, retired Rear Admiral Sarath Weerasekara, says he has signed the cabinet paper banning the burqa in Sri Lanka. His remarks came during an event held at Munasinga Aramaya in Kalutara yesterday. Explaining the reason for the move, the Public Security Minister said the burqa directly affects the national security of the country. The Minister Weerasekara stressed that burqa is a symbol of religious extremism that came to Sri Lanka quite recently. Speaking on the regulation of the madrasas, he said there are more than 2,000 such schools in the country. Minister Weerasekara said no one can arbitrarily open a school and teach the students whatever they want. He stressed that all children aged from 5 to 16 years must study under a national education policy. He added that the measures will be taken to more than 1,000 madrasas which have not been registered under a national education framework. The Minister of Public Security, retired Rear Admiral Sarath Veerasekara, stated that 209 qualified inspectors of police will be promoted. The inspectors will be promoted as the Assistant Superintendent of Police. He was speaking of the promotion in a function held at a temple in Kaluthara today. Another 142 COVID-19 cases have been detected today in the country, raising the number of confirmed infections to 87,742. The Department of Government Information says the Minuwangoda-Paliyagoda COVID-19 cluster has increased to 83,358. The Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health says 2,568 persons are currently receiving treatment for coronavirus at several facilities across the country. Earlier today, 395 persons who recovered from COVID-19 were discharged from hospitals, raising the number of recoveries in the country to 84,648. The opposition claims it will not condone any statements that support extremist ideologies. Speaking during a media briefing held in Colombo today, parliamentarian Gayantha Karunatilaka says they stand for the enforcement of one law in the country. Commenting on a statement recently made by the former governor of the Western Province, Asad Sali, parliamentarian Karunatilaka says they condemn the statement made by him and several others, including those in the government. He urged the government to take legal action and prevent such incidents from recurring. And that's local news.
Pay the interest on your own home without paying rent for someone else's. Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan. Enjoy the option of paying only the interest for the first 5 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The Education Ministry Secretary, Professor Kapila Perera, says the schools in the Western Province will reopen tomorrow for grades 5, 11 and 13. He said that the Health Services Director had conveyed recommendations on March 8th on reopening of schools in the 9 non-isolated areas of Colombo, Gampaha and Kaluthara districts in the Western Province from tomorrow. He added classes for the other grades will start after the April holidays, adhering to health guidelines issued by the Health Ministry. And that came to you in top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Washlight, wildlife conservators in Andhra Pradesh, the death toll of the wild elephants in accidents is increasing in alarming rate. The wild elephants are killed by squatters who illegally clear the forest for maize cultivation. They pointed out that the individuals receiving political patronage were clearing hundreds of acres of forest for maize cultivation. Wildlife conservators who expressed concern about this situation said the wild elephants who lost their natural habitat were roaming into the villages and to the cultivated lands only to die in electric traps or to be shot dead. Officials said the politicians who held the Wildlife Conservation Department responsible for providing protection to the people and to the wild elephants as well had allowed a facade clearing of forests to go on unchecked. And that came to you in Washlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines. First, North Korea not responding to US contact efforts. India inches closer to administration of 30 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine. Nazanin Zaghari in Tehran court on new charge. Those are the headlines. US President Joe Biden's administration says it has been trying to contact the North Korean government since February but has yet to receive a response. Officials says Washington had tried to reach Pyongyang in several different ways to prevent tensions escalating. The US and North Korea remain at loggerheads over North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missile programs. Three meetings between Mr. Biden's predecessor and the North Korea's Kim Jong-un achieved little. India has inched closer to touch the significant milestone of administering 30 million COVID-19 vaccine doses. With over 1.5 million doses were administered yesterday, India is one of the fastest countries in the world to achieve these figures in a short span of time. The nation commenced the largest vaccination drive in the world on 16 January this year with vaccination of healthcare workers. Nazanin Zaghari has appeared in court in Iran a week after her ankle tag was removed, having served 5 years in prison. The British-Iranian charity worker was ordered to appear on charges of propaganda against the regime. Her husband Richard said the British embassy in Tehran had declined to accompany his wife to today's trial. She was jailed in 2016 for allegedly working against the Iranian government, which she has always denied. And that's World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Navia along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
Minister of Power and Energy Dallas Alahaperama and Maldives High Commissioner Omar A. Razak had a special discussion on the support that the Sri Lankan power sector receives from the climatic factors and the possible promotions in the power sector. Minister Alahaperama said the power sector in Sri Lanka has evolved beyond the traditional and is now focusing on renewable energy sources such as solar as well as the wind power to generate electricity during the dry season. As a mark of respect to Sri Lanka, which is on the path of the development under the new government, and to further strengthen the bilateral relations between Maldives and Sri Lanka. And that came to you in Development News.
Development News was brought to you by Navia along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
In sports, West Indies decided to put Sri Lanka into bat in the third and final ODI in North Sound. Having secured the series already with 2 wins out of 2, the home side has now turned its attention to capturing more World Super League points and has gone largely with the same playing 11, making just one change, the 24-year-old right-arm seamer Anderson Phillip coming in on debut for Romario Shepherd. Sri Lanka, meanwhile, have made 3 changes with seamers Suranga Lakmal and Asita Fernando coming in as like-for-like replacements for Dishmantha Chamira and Nuwan Pradeep, while seam bowling all-rounder Darshan Chanaka makes his first appearance of the tour, replacing Oshada Fernando. Sri Lanka were 84 for 2 short while ago after 15 overs.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
GLX Garage is the bespoke business development program for export-oriented SMEs in Sri Lanka. The program, just seeing its conclusion, supports sustainable SMEs in the circular design, food and agri-travel and wellness sectors to change gears and expand into international markets. With the help of both local and international experts, companies taking part in the program are able to develop the ideal solutions to the challenges they are facing effectively.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Regardless of the unusual delay of the first and second quarter gross domestic product data of 2020, the Department of Census and Statistics is firm and optimistic of releasing the final quarter results of the year on Tuesday. The Additional Director General of Statistics, KMDSD Karunaratne, confirmed that the department is on track to release the data on March 16th.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, in the weather report, the Met Department says showers to occur at several places in the eastern, Uva and north central provinces and in Nuwara and Matala districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in Sabaragamuwa and western provinces and in Galle, Mathura and Kandy districts during the evening or night. The Met Department predicts fairly heavy falls, about 50 millimeters at some places in these areas. Before we wind up this news podcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, let's look at the main points once again. The President instructs either to withdraw the Provincial Council Amendment Bill or address anomalies to hold elections soon. The Prime Minister among world leaders to attend Bangladesh independence celebrations. Schools in the Western Province to commence tomorrow for grades 5, 11 and 13. The Defence Secretary says that the law will be enforced against anyone who acts contrary to the law of the land. The Public Security Minister signs order banning burqa in Sri Lanka. 209 police inspectors will be promoted to higher ranks. COVID-19 caseload on the increase. And with that, we conclude this news podcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And it's back to Mario Vijayawardene to keep you company with the rest of the programs this Sunday evening. Over to you, Mario.